I'm John Buchanan. Now, don't let this bake your brain, but I'm on holiday. I mean, I know I'm talking to you down the lens, but I'm on holiday and Will's on holiday. And so for August 2026, it's summer school. What I'm going to do is to present you with a list, a playlist, if you will, of 5 of my most favourite episodes, my most favourite ones. That's quite a Disney phrase, isn't it? I've just used. Never mind, I've said it now. We'll go with it. Just in case you want to catch up on a couple of things that you might have missed over the last few years of YouTube. What I've done is just curate and create this playlist, and it's yours to go and explore if you'd like to. So the first of those is actually a fairly recent video called Why is Arrangement Complicated?
You hit me like a heat wave. Shook me like...
Now, isn't that interesting? Suddenly, there is a story to this mix. Now, I've kind of cheated and put a loop around it, but the thing about loops is that we can always drag them sideways if we want the linear version. So suddenly it was kind of satisfying to take out the vocals because we missed them. That tells us something quite interesting about arrangement straight away. It's like this, the best bit of the track, right? So suddenly what we're going to do is we're going to take them away. And what that does in the ear of the listener is to create this kind of, but hang on, where's my favourite bit gone? And then 4 bars later, we tease a little bit of that vocal through the delayed bit. And it's like, oh, it hasn't gone away forever and maybe it's going to come back. Now, not only is it complicated to make videos about arrangement, but of course, all of us struggle with arrangement from time to time. And I think that video begins to explain why, but also begins to unlock how arrangements can flow, provided we're thinking about music in musical ways. So go and check that one out if you missed it. The next video that I would draw you towards is an all-time classic, if I say so myself, which is how to create ear candy moments. Duplicated the track, which means that the mix can be at 100% in level because, of course, I only need this to be the pitch-shifted version. The original version is here. Now, pitch-shifted vocals, particularly when they come down an octave, always sound a bit weird, and that's exactly why I'm drawn to this idea. I want this to sound a bit otherworldly and a bit strange, but almost certainly what that's going to mean is I'm going to need it to be a lot quieter than the original vocal. Well, we can worry about vocal volume in a little while. Let's just have a listen to this pitch-shifted offset of a duplicate of the vocal.
Loving ain't simple when you anymore. We have become opposite.
What are ear candy moments? Well, of course, they're sweet, nuggety wonders for the ears. Little bits of production or mix choice, which just provide our productions with kind of repeat listening reward, if you like. The little bits and pieces that you only notice the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth time you listen to a track. Little moments of enhanced production, which take musical ideas to unusual places. I'm particularly proud of that one. The third video that I've selected is how to use Sample Alchemy. And the one that I've actually selected on Sample Alchemy, because there are many videos about this wondrous plugin, is how to produce pitch modulation effects within that particular instrument. Okay, this extraordinary sound. So what we've got is this set of, at the moment, sort of scrub movements. But having recorded this collection of motion sequences as well, which are bugging out and doing crazy things as well, and having used the mixer to manipulate the volume of each of those, what I can actually do is to change mode if I want. Now, if by watching that video you suddenly think, I wish I knew more about Sample Alchemy, well, there's plenty more to explore. Just search for my name and Sample Alchemy within YouTube and you'll actually discover that there is a plethora, now there's a word, of content around that particular plugin. I love it. And every once in a while I have to take pills to stop myself using it, and then the pills wear off and I'm right back there again. It's a classic. The fourth video that I have selected is quite a clickbaity title, if you don't mind my saying so. Is that Will's fault? Which is actually called Logic's Secret Plugins That You Need to Know. The next question might understandably be, are these plugins automatable? Yep. Should we have a go? Okay, so I'll come out of solo mode, and what I'm going to do is to select latch mode, as I normally would for writing automation. And in fact, we'll do this with the automation lane open. Remember, just press A to open automation. I'm going to press play and we'll record some AU new pitch data. Now, actually, clickbait aside, these plugins are magnificent. They are the AU plugins, the ones that are kind of built in to Apple's operating system, which it turns out we can use within Logic. And within that video, what I've done is to go and explore those, including the best pitch manipulator plugin, I think, available within Logic. But there's plenty more inside there. Even though the plugins aren't so pretty, they do really interesting things. And the fifth video is the start of the orchestral programming journey that I created a few years ago, which obviously has led to a whole series of paid-for courses as well. Now, it's tempting for this kind of super romantic sound to make lots of those happen. I would be a little bit careful with that. We've got to make sure that we don't overdo it, but let's just overdo it for a moment, just for the fun of it. What we'll do is we'll take these two notes and we'll turn their velocities right down as well, just so we're echoing the sort of way that that phrase sort of feels here as well. Let's just listen to that one more time. Okay, so this last one definitely feels really overcooked, and these two as well do. But rather than getting rid of them all together, what I'm going to do is to slightly raise the velocity, so we still get a bit of that effect, but just that the glissando happens more quickly and it's a bit less. If you're a media composer and you're just getting started with how to work with orchestral samples within Logic, that first video, the fifth on the playlist, is the one that I would suggest you begin your journey with. And as I've said, if you want to take that journey really deep and you want to use the summer to really learn about that subject, head to learn.johnnybuchananmusic.com to go and explore the courses around programming. Will and I will be back in September with new things, exciting things to announce, and basically just the next stage. But during August, please allow us a little holiday time. And I hope you have one too. See you soon.